Hello everyone, welcome back to Blacksmith Studios. My name is Jack and today we're diving deep into the Sentry and the Void from the latest MCU release of the Thunderbolts. Now, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I'd recommend watching it first before coming back, just because I'm going to go through a few little spoilers of the movie. But seriously, if you love Marvel, if you missed when it was back to its Infinity Saga days, watch the Thunderbolts. It's honestly so amazing, and it's probably one of the best Marvel projects since Avengers Endgame. So seriously, watch it first, then come back. Another little warning, which I completely forgot to write down in front of me on my script. If you are sensitive to talking about mental health, and that is something that upsets you, or if you don't really want to hear something a little bit depressing in a video today, then please click off this video. This video is very personal to me. I will be talking about mental health a lot, my own mental health, as well as the mental health of Bob Reynolds in the Thunderbolts. So if you don't want to hear any of that, or you are sensitive to things like that, there's no harm, there's no shame in it. Click off the video. Maybe come back to it later when you're feeling a bit more, okay to watch it. But seriously, you don't have to watch it. But anyway. So in the Thunderbolts movie, we meet Bob Reynolds, who is a man who's given a serum that grants him the power of 1,000 exploding suns. I believe it's 1,000,000 in the comics, but clearly they wanted 1,000 in the MCU. While the film doesn't go into too much detail about this serum, we know from the comics that it's basically a serum. It's the same serum as the Captain America one, but it's 1,000 times more powerful. So it's safe to assume that something kind of similar happened here. As established in the MCU, super soldier serums don't just enhance physical abilities, they amplify the person's psyche as well. As Dr. Erskine, who created the original Captain America super soldier serum, once said, he said that the serum makes a good man great and a bad man worse. Obviously, in this scenario, Captain America became a great man and Red Skull became, well, a worse person. He became a supervillain. It kind of brings out what's already inside to the forefront, and it enhances it a little bit. Now, during the film, Bob is he's a struggling meth addict who travels to Malaysia to turn his life around. There, he is recruited by the Ox group ran by Val and offered the chance to become a hero. He takes a serum, and he basically is the sole survivor. So he gains powers like flight, super strength, invulnerability, telekinesis. He is just mega powerful, and he becomes the Sentry. But as he grows more powerful, as he grows more confident in how his abilities are, as the Sentry comes out more, something darker kind of comes to the surface, which is, of course, the Void. Now, the Void has another ability. He's able to turn people into shadows, trapping them in their own minds where they relive their deepest regrets inside what the movie kind of calls a shame room. Bob's reaction to the serum is tied to the fact that his fragile mental state has... Basically, his fragile mental state has caused this. He mentions that in the past he's had periods of happiness, followed by a sense of nothing. As I think he describes it as he's got the highs and then the lows, and then his memory gets fuzzy. And I believe that this kind of goes through his process. He's Bob, he becomes the Sentry, he becomes the Void, and then when he's kind of released from it, his memory gets fuzzy as he's trying to stuff down his emotions, his depression. So, as I said, Bob clearly suffers from depression. And as, going to be a bit personal here, as someone who's been through depression myself, I found that the way the movie portrayed this is really compelling. I mean, in the comics, the Sentry, the Void, and Bob are kind of three separate people, or at least you could say the Sentry and the Void are. But in this, they're portrayed as one person, just three sides to that person. As Bob says, he has these brief highs where he feels strong, and, as many of us feel when they're happy, we feel invincible. That's the Sentry. But these are followed by the crushing lows, where he's overwhelmed by shame and trauma. And this is related to the fact that his abusive father abused him and his mother, and when he tried to stick up for his mother took it out on him as well. The serum will amplify all of this, and if it's 1,000 times more powerful than the super soldier serum, you could see why this is the case. I mean, US agent John Walker, when he took the serum, you saw how his reaction was, and he wasn't quite mentally stable either. Now, the highs have allowed the Sentry to become superhuman, heroic, while the lows manifest as the Void, and that felt very personal to me. Depression can give you these sorts of moments where you feel like you're finally getting better, only to kind of pull you back into that darkness. That back and forth doesn't mean that you're weak, though. It just means that you're fighting something real. The Void becomes this symbol of those darker moments taking over. The film doesn't really give us a happy ending for Bob, but it shows this struggle clearly, and whilst it doesn't give him a happy ending, he kind of goes back to the state of repressing those emotions. I mean, he even mentions that he's going to repress the Sentry so that the Void doesn't come out. It reminds us that with support from loved ones, from a community, from people around us, that darkness, while it doesn't just vanish, it becomes easier to bear. Even the other characters in this movie are suffering from a very similar thing to Bob. They're suffering from the Void. Depression has always been kind of described as not an inherent extreme sadness, but kind of a lack of emotion. And so this void, this deep emptiness within them, it fits that sort of theme. And it's really sad to see, but it was such a beautiful thing to see that in this movie. And this is why the Sentry and the Void hit so hard for me. They don't just represent, they don't represent everyone's experience with depression or mental illness, but they capture that duality that many of us feel, that push and pull between strength and despair. There's even a moment where after the Void kind of fades, Bob's memory, like I said, becomes fuzzy, and this is him pushing his feelings so far down that he forgot where they were. And yeah, it's so beautiful to see this as in a Marvel movie, especially between, a new character that we've never seen before. That kind of mirrors depression, and I kept to myself when I was struggling through my problems. I felt numb a lot. I kind of felt very anxious. And while at times I felt very empty as well. And the way that the film shows all the sides to this through Bob, the Sentry, and the Void, it makes the character so much more complex and relatable. And from a story standpoint, it adds limits to the Sentry as a character. He's the most powerful character in the MCU at this point, but if using those powers risk unleashing the Void, that creates real stakes. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about with the Sentry and the Void. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And I hope nothing I said came off the wrong way. My goal was to share how this character connected with me during some darker times in my life. And if you're watching this and you're struggling, please talk to someone you trust. The Thunderbolts movie is a Marvel movie. At the end of the day, it is a superhero movie for nerds like me, like probably you. But seriously, the message there is real. The struggle between the Void and the Sentry and Bob is a real feeling. And whilst it's not easy, lean on the people that you love, and it can make all the difference. What I always said during my hard times, and ever since I've gotten better, there have been people around me who have suffered very, very similarly. So I've always told them that each day, take it one day at a time. And whilst you may not be better straight away, through the support and love from your friends, if you talk about it more, it helps lift you up and you can deal with it better and you can kind of cure yourself that way. If you are suffering from anything in this video and you want to talk about it more, then yes, this comment section is for you. So this is for the nerds and for the people who are connected with the themes of this film and this video. Please feel free to comment, and hey, let's lift each other up as well. I'm more than happy to comment on all the videos and give emotional advice and any sort of support for anyone. And if there are any negative comments, whilst I see negative comments on a lot of my videos, and that is absolutely fine, if there are any negative comments on this video, then they will be removed. Simple as that, because this is not what this video is for. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you did like this video, then please like and subscribe for more content like this. And yeah, take care of yourselves and have a great day.